Hey, what is going on, guys? So today we're going to be uncovering the superfood properties, the confidential superfood-like properties, which nobody is talking about, that you can find in dog testicles. Now, before I go on, I'm sure many of you have concerns over the ethical aspect of farming dogs for their testicles, and how could we do this ethically if dogs would rather not be exploited for their testicles? Being somebody who is from the United States, I am well aware that on a cultural scale, we have a mass love for dogs. I even share this love for dogs. In the past, I was convinced that in order to demonstrate your love for a dog, what you ought to do is show them kindness, plenty of cuddles, give them the natural resources they need to flourish in a home where they feel comfortable. I've come to the conclusion that this is a very simple-minded concept of love. I would even go as far to say that it's pretty much obsolete nowadays. There is a new form of love for dogs and animals which many people are just not aware of. In the words of the late great ex-vegan John Venus, who used to be a vegan because he loved animals, it is actually possible to feel more love for animals, and especially dogs in this case, while forcing them to die than if you were to not force them to die. It was the following quote which you're about to see that changed my view on everything. As a vegan, I could not see how you could love animals and still eat them. Why? For me, it was because I believed it was truly unnecessary, that nobody in the world needed animal foods to be healthy. After many years of veganism, I had many experiences that were contradicting that belief. So much so that I ended up changing my belief. It was the hardest thing I had ever done to that point. Now that I eat meat every day, and a lot of it, I feel more love for animals, not less. How can this be? Oh, please tell us, John. I'm so curious. I believe it is because I take full responsibility for my actions, for taking lives to support my own, knowing that death is a necessary part of living. This makes me so much more grateful for these creatures than before. Guys, when I read this quote, I was shocked. I realized this entire time I had been loving dogs for all the wrong reasons. I had been loving them simply because they were innocent, sentient beings who deserve to be cared for and loved, who have a desire to experience well-being. Now I realize that I need to start loving animals simply for what I can get out of them. This is a third eye concept of love, which nobody is talking about. Love is about seeing another sentient life, wondering what you can take away from them for yourself, and then going forward and murdering them prematurely and stealing what was rightfully theirs simply for yourself. I've even updated my Tinder profile to say, I'm seeking love. I'm looking for somebody that can just give me a lot of shit that's theirs. My direct messages on Tinder have since flooded with people begging to be with me who want to give me all their organs and just die for me. I'm telling you guys, outside of just loving dogs, this concept of love extends to interpersonal and romantic relationships. The dating coaches online do not want you to uncover this secret, but I'm here to tell you that loving in a way which involves killing the people you love for their resources for yourself is how you can maximize your love life today. All right, sorry for the tangent, guys. For some weird reason, I have to always just ethically justify stabbing dogs in the throat for nutrients that I haven't demonstrated that I need. It's really weird. I don't know why they always want me to just defend like stabbing dogs. Like it's part of life, right? And I need it. So what's the big deal, So now that we have ethics out of the way and how it's very loving to commit murder, let's talk about some of these superfood properties which nobody is talking about, which dog testicles contain. First and foremost, our ancestors literally evolved eating wolves. And as we know, dogs are derived from wolves. So eating dog testicles is actually very ancestral. Dog testicles are a superfood. In a meta-analysis of randomized control trials, it was found that the consumption of 13 dog testicles per day can increase testosterone by up to 74% when compared to just eating tofu instead. Scientists attributed this increase in testosterone to the growth of a third testicle upon consuming 13 dog testicles every day for 6 months. Now, aside from dog testicles, I want to also talk about dog liver. In another meta-analysis of randomized control trials that I won't cite, dog liver was found to decrease all-cause mortality by 63%. Now, although this video is meant to be about dog testicles and now we're diverting to liver and all these things, I want to also talk about dog shit. And actually, I have a whole video demonstrating my journey as to how I went about consuming dog shit, so I'll link that below. But anyway, dog shit is a superfood. I actually went from bench pressing 225 pounds for 1 rep all the way up to 8 reps after eating dog shit for a day. Here's the side-by-side video comparison. Here's another really insane fact about dog testicles. I went from a standard American diet filled with excessive processed foods, calories, refined sugar, and artificial chemicals, and I was practically obese on this diet. Then I decided to go on a strict dog testicle diet, and everything changed. I felt so much better. People are trying to tell me that the reason I feel better probably has less to do with my carnivore dog testicle diet itself, but instead the fact that I'm no longer eating all of these hyper palatable foods in excess. And then these scientists are trying to tell me that the reason I'm losing weight while only eating dog testicles is because I'm consequently in a calorie deficit and therefore, in a negative energy balance kind of mode. And yeah, that's just why I'm losing weight. And let me just tell you guys, calories is propaganda. They also say things like, hey man, you realize you basically have entered an elimination diet. Like you very well could have just started excluding a particular food, which you may have had an allergy to, that may have been causing your negative symptoms. Guys, food allergies are propaganda. This is all just further evidence supporting the idea that we should all be consuming strictly dog testicles and maybe some liver here and there and shit. In all honesty, I'm not even sure why I'm citing any science in this video to begin with. To quote our ex-vegan Lord and Prophet, John Venus, here's what he has to say about science. Anyone can debunk any study. In the end, we will come to a conclusion that supports our views, even though we believe we are being objective. What the parents watching here have is their own experience. Trust that internal compass rather than external information. Your intuition is innately powerful. Challenging deep beliefs can be the hardest thing in the world, but if something is not adding up, trust your intuition to figure out a solution for your children, whatever that may be. What wisdom is it which we can extract from this quote, may you be wondering? I've spent the last 142 hours analyzing this quote from start to finish to try to come up with the most accurate and conclusive interpretation I can. Here was my end conclusion. Extremely well-controlled and adjusted scientific papers are much less reliable than intuition. And this makes sense. Let's now take a moment to be in complete silence with some ethereal music on in the background to help all of the people watching this have the deep insight and come to the full-blown realization that we should be consuming dog testicles, dog liver, and dog shit for health. All right, guys, I hope you get it. I hope it finally makes sense. I hope you understand that dog shit, dog testicles, and dog meat are the way to go. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Dude.
Fuck off. I don't want anything to do with you. Don't ever speak to me again. You're a fucking piece of shit.
Even vegans don't get your weird, stupid wannabe sense of irony here. Who is your audience? Nobody gets these dumb jokes. Dude.